Joe Buttons. He did something which I agree with. I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I saw this on the internet, I was cringing, and I was like, what is this artist doing? This is the most cringe-worthy stuff I've ever probably seen from an artist. I don't know about ever, but it's up there. It's in the top 3 for sure. So Joe Budden decides to slam Logic over tearful interview with his father. And I agree. Here's I don't know if I agree with Joe Budden's take 100%, but I agree with the whole father and son interview thing, being on camera. It's one of the weirdest things, and confronting your father on camera for everybody to watch was very weird. It's just reeked of like clout chasing off your own father and your guys' family problems. I get he's a public, figure, and he's a rapper that's always expressed what he's gone through, so most of his fans know it. But to do it on camera in front of people, it's a little bit different than art. That's not really art. That's just being fucking weird, in my opinion. But let's go over the article. Joe Budden has criticized Logic's tearful interview with his father about his childhood trauma, saying he wanted to smack the rapper. During the latest episode of his self-titled podcast, Budden spoke about Logic's emotional conversation with his dad, Robert Bryson Hall Sr., and slammed him in a lengthy tirade. Let's play the clip.
I feel sorry for the people that run around uncomfortable with self. I feel sorry for the people that feel like they have to speak down on their parents because they have resentments for how they. That's just not my bag. Mm-hmm. I can't identify with that. And if you want to do that, then you don't have to do that on camera, yo. For the sake of content.
Yeah, that's the part. Like I ain't see it, but hearing y'all
saying it sounds disgusting.
Yeah, and I totally understand what you're saying as being COE. Like that's nasty. Yeah, that's just nasty. Nah. I'm not with degrading family members.
I think it's also how you were raised, and like it's an identity problem. If you were really in tune and really outside, you'll know that's a no, especially on camera.
All right, first, I agree with a lot what they said there. I don't know about Logic's identity crisis and what he's going through inside internally. That's something that Logic has to deal with, but this is not the way to deal with it. First, it's just the idea of getting a family member that you have problems with privately, even though you rap about it in your music, putting it on camera and then disrespecting that family member in front of the camera is very, very weird. First off, it's super disrespectful. And I know people are going to say, hey, I have a mother or a father and they've done this to me and they've done that to me. And, even though we're blood related and they're my parents and, they raised me, they don't treat me well and this and that. Yes, there are parents that that are toxic, that are very bad, that don't treat, but here's the thing with the whole Logic. I don't know his whole backstory, but he's had issues with his parents, on and off. Regardless, at a certain point, you would never deal with that in front of the public. Like I would never deal with any issues that I had with my parents publicly. That'd always be private manners, and I would never disrespect them like that. That is just ridiculous. It's like me bringing them right now on the podcast and, whatever issues that we've ever had, talking to them and, disrespect them in front of the camera, in front of all you guys, for you guys to listen. That's one of the dumbest, corniest, stupidest, that's not even the word, stupidest, not even a word, but the dumbest thing that you can do. I was raised differently, like they were talking about, like Joe Budden and everybody else was talking about. I was raised differently myself. I've always been raised to respect my parents. Do I cuss in front of my parents? Yeah, but my parents don't really, that's not like any big issue in our family. But I don't cuss at them. I've never said, F you mom, F you dad, or never cussed at them. That's never been a thing. But I do cuss around my brother. Like we just, talk shit and we just say stuff. But we don't cuss you fucking bitch, this and that. And I cuss to people, it's stupid. That's corny to me. Always respect your parents. I'm Muslim, so, even in the Quran it says you'll never be able to pay back your parents because they gave you life. They took care of you when you couldn't take care of yourself. Just in that alone, you'll never be able to repay them back, ever, no matter what you do. They're always going to be above you in terms of respect value and, just in terms of life, obviously self-preservation, but your parents are something that at a next level that you treat them like every dollar that you ever made, if you had to give it to somebody, you would have to give it to your parents. That's the best route that you can go. But then obviously people are going to hear this and say, I have a different relationship with my parents. They're not that good. They've done this. They've abused me. They've done this and that. that's also a good, a good reason not to associate with them, but don't disrespect them and embarrass them. Because here's the thing, right? Some of you have kids, some of you don't. Eventually, we're all going to become parents. That's at least, majority of people's goals. They want to have kids. They want to have a family. And you're going to be learning as you go as well. You're going to make mistakes with your child. And you're going to, be like, damn, I should have done this differently. Man, I wish I would have done this. And they're going to grow up and they're going to have their own issues with you. And in your mind, you're going to be like, damn, I tried my best, but I just didn't get it done the right way. And there's things that I messed up on. There's things that I got right. There's things that I didn't. So nobody's perfect at the end of the day. That's what I'm trying to get to. Your parents are going to mess up. They're going to say things. They're going to do things that they met. They're humans at the end of the day. We look at sometimes our parents as superheroes and that everything that they do is correct and that they know everything and they can take care of everything. That's not the case, man. They're human beings just like us. And they try their best to give us the best life. So I could never disrespect them. I mean, that's why I work so hard. We came from, I don't know if I've probably told the story 90 million times, but we've came from a war-torn country with nothing but the shirts on their back. And my parents, worked. They weren't the richest people ever. They didn't have major success. And to me, in my eyes, they succeeded. They did their job, made sure we were fed, clothes, all that stuff, until we became adults. And that's all they had to do. That's it. At that point, I'm taking care of them, helping them out as much as I can. That's my thing. When they get old, I'm not going to leave them in a retirement home. I'm going to take care of them. So I think Logic, what he did with that was just a dumb, stupid, it was like a clout chasing move. I don't think it was like a therapy thing at all, because if it was, it would not be on cameras. I just don't see how putting private things for the public to critique on camera is going to do any good. Because people don't care, man. You're going to get comments like, I just dealt with the Benzino interview. You can get random comments of people just talking shit. They would never say this to your face. These are people that just want to find things to disrespect and just say negative things towards you. And then involving your family into that, nah, man. You're the celebrity. You chose to become a celebrity by releasing music and knowing that if you blow up, you're going to be a public figure. Your family never chose that. They did other things in their career. So some people want to be famous, some people don't. Some people don't want to be dragged in the limelight. There are a lot of celebrities that have brothers and sisters that nobody knows about because they don't want to be in that life. They didn't choose that life. They want to live a regular life. So dragging your parents to this and then them probably having to see stuff online about them, that's the thing about music, man. I know it's art and it's your perspective and it's what you feel, but when you start, that's why Drake, I remember him saying, he was like, hey, I would text people and get their approval if I could say certain things on songs, because now I'm talking about personal things that I have with people. And, that might rub people the wrong way. So, yeah, I don't know what I wish Logic could do like a follow-up thing or just like, I don't know, maybe even hop on. I know Joe Budden and Logic don't get along, but maybe even hop on, Joe Budden's podcast and kind of explain it. I think they talked about it really great. Or even, if he wants to come on here and talk about it. I think it was a bad move, man. I disagree with it wholeheartedly. And I have a great relationship with my parents, but, there's things here and there that I wish, that I think caused me a little bit of trauma, but everybody, I think every parent has that type of thing that caused their kids a little bit of stuff. My dad especially is very, very strict. Doesn't really show much emotion. That's why it's kind of awkward for me to show a lot of, at family gatherings, show a lot of love. It's a little weird type of thing that I get that because of my dad, but that's things that there's a bunch of other things too. So, everybody has their things that they deal with, but, I don't approve of this, so Logic, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but, hopefully we get some type of follow-up from this and just see, what's up. But definitely try not to disrespect your parents. I know sometimes some of you don't have the best relationships with your parents. Some of you don't even have parents anymore. They passed away, and you wish you could talk to them, another day. I dread that day when it comes because my parents, as I get older, my parents are getting older as well. So I get very worried about, them day to day, and I'm just like, I want to spend as much time as I can with them. And because life's short, man. I think when we do all these things in life flies, man. When I'm doing all this work and all this podcasts and all this, work, documentaries, next thing I know, I haven't chilled with my family in a long, long time. And, sometimes I spend nights, just talking with my mom about things, and hanging out with my dad sometimes. And so it just, be gentle with them, because some people that don't have their parents anymore, they wish they could just have them for one day again. Yeah, just be appreciative of what you got, even though if it's not the best thing. that you have. You know, you'll probably see other parents and they got better relationships with their kids. It is what it is. You know, you got dealt the cards you got dealt with. Try the best possible way to work with those cards and, you know, be in an improved version for your kids. Let's just say that. An improved version when you have kids. So learn from your parents' mistakes that they did to you. And that's what I'm going to do at least. I'm gonna change a little things. I mean, my parents did a lot of great things, but I'm going to change some stuff up that I felt they could have done better on. And I'll do that for my kids. So, yeah, long ass talk about parents and family, but I think it's important. And Logic, whatever you're going through, I hope you guys all heal, but just don't do it in the public's view. It's very, very, very stupid move. I disagree with it wholeheartedly.